Ahoy there, and welcome back to DohMance Dawn. I'm Luke, he, him, sometimes they, them, and I'm joined by my lovely, wonderful, and not afraid of tapas co-host Janine.
Hello, my name is Janine Juliet. My pronouns are she, they, and I don't have a third thing to say.
Are you afraid of tapas?
The appetizers, the small little meal things. No, is somebody afraid of tapas?
No, but you're looking for a third thing to say, and that's a third thing that you could say, that you're not afraid of tapas. And then you know what's going to happen?
I think that's the default state of everyone, is not to be afraid. It doesn't seem that unique of a thing, really.
But then you might have someone who's like, oh, I bet Janine actually is afraid of tapas, and then they'll take you a plate of tapas, and you'll be like, oh, hey, free tapas.
I do like a good scam, is the thing. That does sound like a good way to get free tapas.
Mm-hmm. How are you going to go and tapas that? Tapas that. We've done 102 of these so far, and this is our 103rd, Janine.
Yep.
Yeah. Thank you to everyone who has given us good feedback, who said that they liked episode 102 and said that it sounded a lot more natural. And all the people who sounded like me who said they were enjoying the podcast a lot more. That lets us know that you enjoy the podcast a lot more.
Yeah, we want you to enjoy the podcast more. And honestly, if you have any other suggestions, it doesn't hurt to let us know, because this is a pretty good shakeup.
Mm-hmm. It's like when you go to a theme park or a baseball game and you get a lemon shakeup.
What is a lemon shakeup?
It's where you get like the plastic cup and they put in some ice, and then they put in like 2 halves of lemons and then like an entire cup of sugar, and then they pour in some water and they shake it up, and it's like a fancy lemonade. Well, not even fancy. It's more of like the most trash lemonade possible.
Yeah, that does sound like that. Holy crap. That is the most low effort way to make a lemonade ever.
Mm-hmm. Like, it is a street food thing. It is in a bunch of places. So this is me getting to be surprised that Janine has not heard of a lemon shake-up.
No, I think, I'm in agua fresca territory.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that definitely, corners the market on cool, refreshing street drinks.
Fair, because, I mean, a lot of the time it can be a similar idea.
I'm going to keep my eye out for it the next time I'm out at a festival now.
I could go for a lemon shake-up right now.
Or a regular lemonade.
Yeah, I am happy to be back for another episode, as we are going back in time to the year 2013, specifically October 6th through November 10th of the year 2013. Woo!
Wow. I think I was really into indie rock and roll right about this time. If I had the money for it, thank goodness I was always poor, I would have gotten some terrible ironic tattoos around this time.
Let's see. This was around the time that I initially signed up for Hulu Plus.
And you still got that going?
Yeah.
Damn.
Yep.
I don't think I've had a relationship as long as you've had a relationship with Hulu.
I like Hulu. This was also when I got a replacement battery cord, and I was doing some comics printing. Oh yeah, this would have been when I was blogging for... Oh wait, no, that was a different site. This was not the time that I was blogging for a parental comics website. You know you know about that, right? I blogged briefly for a parenting website like over a decade ago. Oh yeah. It was called Nerdy with Children, and I was very bad at it because instead of, promoting products that parents could buy, I generally just talked about comic series that you could just read online with a Marvel Unlimited subscription, which was not what they were looking for.
Yeah, I could see that.
Mm-hmm. Oh, the places you'll go. Yeah, we got some Simpsons to cover. The first was Treehouse of Horror 24, which is not a great one. It has one of my least favorite segments of all time.
Really?
That segment is Oh, the Places You'll Go, where it's a bad Dr. Seuss homage for no real reason, where the kids get taken by the Fat in the Hat and he goes on a crime spree for no real reason, and then they run away from him, and then when he comes after them, Maggie kills him. None of it happens for a reason. Everything that they try and do as a joke is just a reference, but it's, hey, wouldn't it be kind of fucked up if, like, we killed the Lorax or the Starbelly Sneeches or, just some real fucked up Dr. Seuss stuff without any actual point.
Now, I will say that the criticism of the borax, like being
It's
used to
fair.
promote, an SUV, that was fair. And like that was kind of the criticism that was going on at Tumblr at the time, because I was on Tumblr at the time.
Okay, but the final joke that they make about the Fat in the Hat asking Mike Myers to not play him, Mike Myers played the fucking Cat in the Hat in 2003, a decade after this came out.
Yeah, that's very much not relevant, but wasn't
Yeah.
it kind of nice to just see a class war in Whoville for a little bit?
No, because it didn't go hard enough.
Yeah, I get that.
Anyway, we're going to be excited to see the B-Man Bumble in our suggestions in the future. Oh, I didn't even mention the opening credits, which were by Guillermo del Toro, which is why there's a bunch of Guillermo del Toro references in there.
Yes, I am very, very excited about Blade Carl.
Mm-hmm.
Blade Carl is probably like my favorite of the things that is in, like, because there's so many references, so much.
we can now use a Jaeger and a Kaiju.
We're really spoiled for a lot of things now. Like
Hellboy Groundskeeper Willie?
fucking a lot of stuff from Pan's Labyrinth, dog.
Mm-hmm.
Like you could see, go watch the opening credits of this Treehouse of Horror 24 and just see like how many things is going to be in One Piece.
Yeah, you can also go to Franky and just look it up there now, because Franky's working again.
Hell yeah.
The second segment is Dead and Shoulders, where Bart gets decapitated by his box kite and his head gets attached to Lisa's body, and they start to get along until he discovers that he can control Lisa's body when she's asleep. And so he tries to cut off her head so he can take over, but they both get decapitated and connected to Selma and Krusty for some reason, and they decide to put the heads on in what is kind of the more problematic of the two ways.
Yeah.
Like, why would you put Lisa's head on Krusty's body? It doesn't have much to say. And then the last one is Freaks No Geeks, which is a Freaks homage where Burnsham runs a freak show where Mo is the star attraction. Marguerite, who is an acrobat, stands up for the freaks, including Mo. So Homer, the strong man, upon finding that Mo has a fancy emerald ring, tries to plan to get Marguerite to marry Mo, then he can kill Mo, and then he'll marry Marguerite and get the ring, which they try and lampshade, but it doesn't really work as well as they think. Mo and Marguerite get married, but then when she catches Homer trying to poison Mo, she rejects him, then the other freaks tar and feather him and cut off his legs, making him the world's strongest duck. And this, along with watching the TV show Shrinking, is why I have the How I Met Your Mother song stuck in my head.
Yeah, that'll do it for you.
Yeah, this is very much the era of they're either doing a full-on homage more than a parody, because I feel like a parody has to have actual jokes and subversions, or they're just doing whatever, which is what Dead and Shoulders is.
Dead and Shoulders feels like if they wanted to do Malignant in Springfield.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I think that there really wasn't that much meat on that bone. The best part about it is how short it is.
Yeah, they kind of know that they're going to leave, and then they do a decent callback joke as one of the freaks, where it's Bart and Selma. Yeah, this is very much a forgettable one. This is one of those episodes where people mention that Treehouse of Horrors really don't have it. You point to this one, and it's like, yeah, that's 100% fair.
It does kind of feel like that Bart and Selma thing is just more like leaning on a thing that was already funny in Dumb and Dumber. And like that kind of, I don't know. It was weird because there were a couple of things that like, oh, that's a pretty funny joke. But then it kind of seems like, was that the one joke that the rest of everything else was like kind of drawn up around?
Yeah, and I mean, we'd already had this sort of similar idea of the man with two heads way back in like Treehouse of Horror 3 or 4, where Mr. Burns' head gets put on Homer's shoulders.
I think that one did it a lot better too.
Yeah.
Because you just had like so much of a removal of agency, and you didn't have to worry about like a segment where things actually for a second look like they're okay.
Yeah. Well, I mean, they do the same sort of twist where there's like the double nightmare gag in there, I think. Let's keep rolling. The second episode we watched this week was Four Regrettings and a Funeral, which also starts off with a in memoriam to Marcia Wallace, R.I.P. Edna Krabappel. Mourn you till I join you. And then, Janine, you know what era has started in The Simpsons?
What's that?
The long couch gag intro. You thought we had long couch gags before, and now we're talking like a 3 or 4 minute long couch gag, like the Lord of the Rings one that we have here at the top.
Yep.
Where it's just kind of like, yeah, we're going to do another homage for no real reason. Four Regrettings and a Funeral starts off with everyone at the memorial for Chip Davis, the character who everyone obviously remembers and who will be sorely missed. And it's kind of a weird segmented episode where you have Kent Brockman, Homer, Mr. Burns, and Marge all having regrets. Kent Brockman regrets never pushing his career, and then Rachel Maddow, his former co-host, shows up and reminds him that he was too willing to sell out. And he goes to New York City to try and work for Fox, but he refuses to sell out. Marge regrets how she raised Bart, but she kind of just eventually realizes, oh, you can only raise kids so much, and they'll turn out the way that they turn out. Homer regrets selling his Apple stock so he could get a bowling ball, which is a reasonable regret. And Mr. Burns had a love, Lila, who he regretted losing. He had proposed to her, but she wanted him to think about other people for 5 minutes a day. They finally reconnect, but she became a Buddhist monk, and she dies before they can have sex, and then crumples into dust. And so Bart ended up sending himself up in balloons, and everyone kind of comes together with Homer using the bowling ball to help and shoot down the balloon. And it really doesn't end in a satisfying way like a Trilogy of Error does. And they try and lampshade it with, it's like, oh, Lisa's here. She won a science fair trip to Chicago. I think the best thing here is the montage of Chip Davis just poorly edited into all the scenes that he was in the past.
I really loved that, and I kind of wished that there was still a Chip Davis community today, because I would love to see Chip Davis in more iconic Simpson scene, as he was the sixth Simpson.
Yeah, that's what they called him, the fifth B sharp. Yeah, I don't think it really comes together all that well, and the Kent Brockman one just really seems like lazy writing.
I mean, credit to Rachel Maddow for being able to say silly things so seriously.
True. And we get yet another origin of the Springfield tire fire. And then the third episode was YOLO! You remember when everyone was saying YOLO?
Yeah, it was very marketable. Nobody had tagged it or anything, so everybody made something that said YOLO.
Hell yeah. We get a gravity couch gag at this one, and then Homer in the main plot line has a midlife crisis, and he reaches out to his old Spanish pen pal, Eduardo, and Margin's inviting Eduardo to visit, and they go through Homer's book of childhood dreams, making all of them come true. Though the last one ends with him gliding out from a plane, and when he starts to finally get a handle on it, he flies into the tallest building in Springfield. Brockman, meanwhile, does an expose on a cheating scandal at the school, and Skinner gets in trouble. Lisa suggests a Harvard-style honor code, and the students get on board with it. But then when Lisa finds Bart cheating, she catches herself in a moral quandary where she doesn't want to admit she failed. And so she tries to force Bart to turn himself in, and that is when Homer falls on Bart, so he agrees, seeing it as a sign from God. And then Homer ends up traveling back to Spain to experience it with Eduardo. And I think I mentioned last time that I had finally seen the birdcage. No, that was between. Yeah, because last weekend was. Yeah, I finally seen the birdcage, and Eduardo is just the birdcage voice again, except less gay.
Yeah, 100%, really.
Like, they couldn't have found any Spanish voice actors like a Javier Bardem or anyone else to voice this one-off character. It's a weird missed opportunity.
Yeah, I mean, it's also very weird that it's kind of like a caricature of a person that I never knew existed, kind of a thing.
You aren't familiar with the stereotype of the Spaniard living their best life?
I mean, it sounds even weirder when you say it out loud like that. It's so generic. It's weird.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
yeah, like he's not really a playboy, because that would have been more of a character. He's not really a thrill seeker necessarily. He's just a successful guy at some field where he doesn't come with a moral quandary. He is just a portal for which Homer gets to experience a bunch of things.
That's very nice of him. And I will say that there's two things I really love about this episode.
Mm-hmm.
The first is a very small appearance of John Lovitz.
Yes, as Llewellyn Sinclair.
You know I love a Lovitz.
Mm-hmm. You gotta love a Lovitz.
And my second thing that I really liked about it is that Homer takes his pen pal all the way back home, presumably.
Mm-hmm.
When asked how far to take him, he says, "Go as far as your heart will take you." And I don't know, it just felt like Homer having a friend. I really miss Ray Magini.
Mm-hmm.
Just the idea of like Homer just having like a good friend is nice. Let's see adults having friends again, not just hanging around their family 24/7. Or Mo. No one should hang around Mo.
I feel like we're better off if we have people hanging around with Mo, because they end up rubbing off on him.
I don't think anything good could come out from rubbing off Mo.
It's like a greasy coat with grime. Anyway, yeah, we have a bunch of new characters we can use now, including the Fat in the Hat, the Human Donkey, Pope Francis, Phantoms of the Opera, Assorted, Yertle Turtles, Blue Pilot and Red Pilot, Human Snail Comic Book Guy, Conjoined Yokels, and many more. I enjoyed the Melancholy, because it's a collie that's made out of melon.
Yep. I forgot about that. But yeah.
Also, we see Principal Skinner getting caught looking at Asian porn.
Yeah, wearing animal ears. Yeah.
Japanese girls with animal ears. Nekomimi?
Nekomimi?
Yeah.
I think. I don't know. Write in what the fetish is. We want to know, because we want to be correct when we talk about whatever it is that is making Principal Skinner hard at work.
Kimono Mimi. Kimono Mimi. Kimono Mimi.
According to Keikaku.
Kimoni Mimi. No, Kimono Mimi. Yeah. Anyway, he's got the most basic. He's going to look up things on Google after. That way he doesn't get caught. Porn habits. This week, we are covering episodes 615 through 620 of One Piece. Brownbeard's bitterness, Luffy's angry attack.
Shocking conclusion. Smoker versus Virgo.
Caesar defeated the strongest grizzly magnum.
Invasion. The assassin from Dressrosa.
Rampage. The invincible Franky Shogun.
Best fruit situation. Punk hazard big explosion Blair.
So I wrote down probably more topics than we'd actually want to discuss, but we're still figuring this out. Do you have one you want to start with, Janine?
Man, I don't know. I think that one thing I definitely want to point out, one that I love so much about Caesar Clown is exactly the lengths that he will go to mansplain to Luffy exactly how evil he is.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Caesar Clown does not go half-assed with anything. I mean, we see this when he drugs Brownbeard with what is essentially like laughing gas, so he can't explain that Caesar is going to kill his own men. And then when it's just like, oh yeah, no, there's nothing you can do now. I'm going to turn myself into a demon gas king and just start killing everyone because I am powered up by my own murder gas from my pet that I murdered. Remember how this gas used to be stored in my murder pet? Yeah, it's wild. It's great. And when he finally gets his ass handed to him by Luffy, it feels good.
I'll say though that I've never seen somebody really put so much clarity in how much of a dick they are. Like, this is Mojo Jojo levels of, I need you to understand that I'm the bad guy.
I need you to understand that I have made a poison. The poison that will kill everybody on the island. The poison that I hope to get many money for. Like that.
Exactly. You can hear it. It is, if we were doing anything else for like Cartoon Network properties, Mojo and Caesar Clown, 1-to-1.
I'm not sure I'd go that far, but you know what I want to talk about?
What do you want to talk about?
Smoker, Virgo, and Law. Boy, it kinda doesn't pace itself well. Because they're all in the sad factory, which is what I call my bedroom. And it's like Virgo has Law's heart in his grasp, and Smoker has gotten his ass kicked, and then Smoker's finally like, okay, I guess I've got to go and help Law. And so he throws up some sort of smoke screen, and Law uses this, and Smoker uses this to hand Law his own heart back, and it's kind of like, okay. And now Law is just able to fully cut up Virgo. He couldn't do this earlier for whatever reason. And then just slicing his body up into so many pieces that he can't move is horrific. But it's also kind of like, what the fuck does your hockey do? Because
I knew a lot more about hockey.
And it just doesn't add up.
I think that this fight is the perfect way to show people that if you want to do something effectively, finish one thing first before moving on to the next. Or else you'll just be getting your ass kicked by the same two dying guys over and over until one of them gets lucky enough to actually make you dead.
Yeah, that's why when I'm playing that one Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles game that I played, I never wanted to go down the initial path where you have to fight Bebop and Rocksteady because that battle sucks. And I'll just fight the one where I have to fight the giant robot that Genghis Frogsman made because it's one enemy instead of two. That's what we're talking about, right, Janine?
Sure. Yeah. Honestly, that still is very applicable. So I will honor that because Ninja Turtles are cool.
Turtle power. I do think one of the biggest problems with this one is the background design and sort of like the area design of the base, where it's like, oh, everyone's in different rooms, but none of the rooms really mean anything for a bunch of reasons. And it's like, if you just added like a colored stripe for each room that they were in, that would help to kind of like clarify, because we have a lot of stuff starting to fall down. We have the gas leaking in after Law decides to cut through the entire base for some reason, which lets more of the gas in. It's just kind of like, what's going on here? But as a person who enjoys ladies, Janine, how do you feel about getting more of Baby 5?
Honestly, she's the best to ever do it. She's like just grindhouse angel.
You you can like tell in her battle with Franky that the animators were like, finally, we can just kind of go wild here.
Yeah, and it fucks. Like
Mhm.
it's such a I don't know. It's such a weird, like, small contained thing, but it's just like I guess they really just got the ability just to color in with no lines.
Mm-hmm. Which there's points where it's going to work, and there's other points where it's just going to create some stuff that is directly contradictory to the series.
Can't wait for that to happen.
Yeah, I'll get to call out the big moment in the next arc. Yeah, like her battle is cool. I still think it's funny that we made her the weasel ball.
Yeah, I
Mm-hmm.
mean, that is not her fault that she is so close to a weasel ball.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, it's also not her fault that every guy who has proposed to her has ended up dead and their entire village has been destroyed.
That knowledge doesn't seem to stop a particular person from shooting his shot.
No, I mean, in the most charitable, I think that it's Doflamingo being overly protective of her because she is very naive. She has gone into further debt for Buffalo. And girl, get yourself together. Go listen to some Beyonce and learn what you need to do with your life. You are as strong as many bullets as you can turn into. You don't need that man.
Preach.
Would he ask her out, Janine?
No, because I know that my place would be as an older sister that would take care of her from other people that would try to do shit like this. I mean, would I go as far as Doflamingo would? Yes, maybe, if I had the ability to. You gotta send a message to other people. Don't do this kind of thing.
Mm-hmm. I mean, Baby 5 is I'm double checking, 24-year-old woman. She's not making good choices. She's turned into swords.
Oh my god. I would have been exactly like her if I could turn into swords when I was 24.
You would be accepting every proposal that a guy made to you?
Yes.
Fair
I'd
enough.
have fucked any man and I would have stabbed any, I guess, man also.
I forget, have you watched Chainsaw Man?
No.
Oh, okay. Then I won't talk about Rize arc. But how about we talk about those fleeting Monet mints? We find out again, Monet not dead. We get these same fake out twice for no real reason where it's like, oh, her explosion went off. No, it actually didn't go off because Doflamingo tells her to activate the final death bomb. Caesar Clown, his ass beaten, remembers that he has Law's heart in his hand still, except that we know that he doesn't have it. And before Monet can go and blow up the entire island, which would kill everybody, including Caesar, which I think Doflamingo would consider acceptable losses, Caesar stabs the only heart that he has on hand and kills Monet, and so the explosion does not go off. And I wish that the show had better pacing because the moment could have landed much better.
It does feel like something that hits better in a manga format than it would animated like that.
Mm-hmm. I would agree. And kind of the last thing that I have written down here is just how long that escape is, where they're literally getting railroaded out of the base as it's crumbling down around them. They're all in just one big old minecart with all the survivors. And it's just like, how long is this? It feels like it just takes forever.
They made the facility to keep on making tunnels for more tunnels that could connect to the other tunnels that they had.
They're kind of in that Minecraft world building set where it's like there's 3 or 4 players. They're all working on this lab facility, but then there's that one person who's just on the spectrum enough where they just enjoy making tunnels and laying railroad carts, and they just want to ride that cart back and forth the entire time. And this is the tunnel that they found.
I know exactly 3 people that match that description, and also yes.
Are you and I 2 of them? I picked
You
up.
are one of them, but
I picked up Power Wash Simulator, Janine, and unsurprisingly, I am enjoying it.
that's fantastic.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we're finally out of it. We only have one more. We only have one more episode left here, and then we've got a filler arc. Janine, aren't you excited?
I'm a little bit scared. Maybe. I don't know. There's just a certain person that I really would not like to see on the filler arc, and I have no reasonable idea to believe that he would show up. But if he does show up, I'm going to be very upset.
Is it Foxy?
It's Foxy.
Oh no, he's not going to show up here. He's the king of fully filler animation. No, we're getting a new guy who has not made a return.
Interesting.
Yeah,
Can't
no,
wait
I'd
to
love
meet
to see Foxy.
Ah.
The Foxy haters logged in.
If Foxy has 0 haters, it is because I am dead.
Oh, you wish you had Foxy's game. But no, Foxy did finally make a canonical appearance like a year and a half ago now. Maybe 2 years now. Proving that he has survived after his defeat from Luffy. His only canonical appearance. Anyway, we have one character to match. Janine, are you ready to talk about Buffalo?
I'm ready to talk about Buffalo.
Hell yeah. So, let's start off with we had 2 fan suggestions. That one welder guy suggested Fan Man and was also backed up on this suggestion. And then Alex K from the One Piece podcast suggested Candy Convention Marge in that big old trench coat. My Rodrigo style was the Human Snail comic book guy. My throwback was Clown Face. Remember when he put Adam West, Batman, and Robin on that carousel and was going to kill him with it? That's a spinning thing. And then I put on the dog Whirlwind, who was from the very first episode of The Simpsons, because the dog is named Whirlwind, and I thought that would be funny if there was a dog named Buffalo who spun around. And also, I guess, carried a ferret ball. Can you imagine that, Janine? Isn't that insane?
I think you're insane.
Well, then why don't you share your ideas?
Well, my Rodrigo pick from the Freak Show segment, Big Mouth. Not to be confused with the show Big Mouth on
The Netflix weird horny one that I never got into.
Yup. I also have a throwback of Be Real from Cypress Hill.
Mm-hmm.
And I also chose Fan Man for my 3rd pick.
Out of curiosity, what is your favorite Cypress Hill song that is not insane?
Wow. I know like at least 3 Cypress Hill songs. I'm better than this. I'm just a little high right now, guys. You gotta give me some credit. I did give it an honest try to think about it without looking it up, but I can't. I can't. I failed you. I'm sorry, Cypress Hill.
Sometimes you throw your set in the air, and I understand that you are going out like that.
I guess so. Put one in me, dog. I'm done.
How could I just kill a woman? I mean, when the shit goes down?
You're reading off song titles to me right now, aren't you? Menacingly.
Yeah.
Tauntingly. My suffering never ends.
Yeah. Well, I was going to say a song, but then I realized, oh, wait, no, that's a House of Pain song. So you had Be Real from Cypress Hill and then Fan Man as well.
Yes.
And I do want to jump ahead of the comment that we were going to get, because Reverse Eye Patch also seconded Fan Man, but this was a That One Welder Guy suggestion, so That One Welder Guy would get the credit for it. Do you want to go with Fan Man, Janine?
I would love to go with Fan Man.
Where are you going with him? You want to go to the Dairy Queen?
I'm gonna see where Fan Man takes a fucking sexy weasel ball.
I love what we do here.
Yep.
All right. Let me update my spreadsheet. Points for Janine and that one welder guy. Oh, wait, I need to double check because I think next episode... Oh, no, next episode we have Camel. Janine, you're going to be excited to see Camel.
What a statement to say, dog.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so our buffalo is the Fan Man. DohMance Dawn is a podcast that updates every other week. You can find out more about us at DohManceDawn.com or on DohManceDawn.biscuit.social. That's where we can be found. Janine, where can you be found online?
You could find me on the internet, JanineJuliet.biscuit.social on Blue Sky, and you could also find me at Janine is Dope at Instagram. I can't do it in a little song. I just can't, guys. I'm sorry. I'm at your mercy, on my knees. Don't be mad at me. I also do a podcast called Wrestle Girlies with my homie, Flighty Buttlass. You could be able to find that wherever podcasts are found. I update that whenever I want. Don't bother me. Luke, where can people find you?
You can find Janine is Dope on Instagram. That's where she's found. You can see her beautiful pictures at Janine is Dope.
I just posted a new one too. It's nothing special, but it is new. You could see how much my hair has grown since the last picture.
Ooh, I'm going to go. Did you see when I got on Instagram this past week, Janine?
Not yet.
Oh, it was just a story because I don't actually understand how Instagram works.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it was food. And then my wife was like, oh, did anyone actually like that? And, oh, your hair looks very pretty, Janine.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Yeah, I posted it and my wife was like, did anyone actually like it? And I was like, yes. I had a friend comment on it and 6 people like it, which considering that I'm bad at using Instagram, is good for me. I am Luke. You can find me at kotreg.biscuit.social or patreon.com/LUKEHERR or find my comics at kotreg.itch.io. Our podcast was edited by Andie, who you can find on Blue Sky at winf.co.uk, and our cover art is by Mike Patten, who you can find on Blue Sky at pattenpending.biscuit.social or on a link tree with that same name, Patten Pending. Hey, I already read where you can find out about the show because I'm working on some visuals that we may use for the next iteration of the show. It's nice. We may actually have a reason for you to watch videos because then you can go and see reference images for everything that we suggest. Your name might be written down. We could theoretically turn these into social media posts. No. Anyways, Janine, I will see you in 2 more weeks as we're finally leaving Punk Hazard.
I'm going to miss this place. I will never forget all the memories we had, like that time that a salamander was also a poison that was also killing everyone, but also died.
Or that time that a samurai's butt was talking on top of a dragon's head.
Or that time that a child OD'd on Fent.
Or that time that we got another reason to cancel Sanji. Until then, smooth sailing.